Hi, how's it in the name of Christ? How you doing? It's your girl Cranky. I hope you're good. I hope you're peachy. I hope you're stellar. And I hope you're in a neat little bunch. If you're not, welcome to the incredible party. You know what? Taking a power nap is like. It's like popcorn. It's like eating popcorn. It has this amazing power to satiate you ever so temporarily from what you imagine is a vacuous hole of hunger. But like it's temporary. It doesn't really do away with the fact that you're like out of it, exhausted, but it has power to give you power. You know what I'm saying? Like a power nap. I just took a power nap because guys, I'm bushed, I'm drained, but I'm not gonna be long here today. I said the same thing yesterday, that I'm not gonna be long, but this time I promise I'm sticking to my promise. It's my story and I'm sticking to it. Just like my party. It's my party and I cry if I want to, cry if I want to. You would cry too if it happened to you. Anyway, so it is the 7th of March 2024 and I'm pushed. Let's just put that out there. Let me put some caveats out there as well. Down below, kindly look out for my captions. They're not always accurate. I sometimes use a small G for God, which is not very reverential. That's not me. That's CapCut. It could do better. I don't have an editor, I don't have resources or anything to help me along, so just take it in your stride until I fix it, okay? Whenever that will be. Secondly, I very potentially might be wearing application makeup. If I am, you'll know, because it's going to be gawking at you, pounding on your head like a migraine. Yeah, I'm not shapeshifting as an amp. Thirdly, I'm only human after all. What just happened? Whoa, like nails. Bad nails. Manicure. I need a manicure. But it doesn't seem to matter what I need at this point, really, because nobody cares. People are hooking up. Straight line in the streets. So all that nakedness has made them insensitive. It's alright. I don't need anything or anybody to do a better thing. I just need Jesus to just be like, well, this is it, enough is enough. Anyway, so I do that to try and blush my cheeks, that you might see that when you prick me, I bleed. So it would be great if you would walk in a cessation of hostilities against my person. But if you don't want to, do you? Okay, let's get straight into the message. Look, I don't want to be long because I want to give myself a break. Yo, I'm tired. I'm so bushed. I'm like, oh, wow. I am so tired. I had a word of knowledge this morning telling me, it was like some black person talking, saying, I don't like Afrikaans. Listen, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Black people. I've been saying it for a minute. You're like the new Supremacy. You're the new hard knock Boeramach that's very racist. You're the new Hitler that thinks Jews must be eradicated from the earth. You're the new I hate everything and everyone, and I'm gonna make everybody believe that I'm greater than them. Black people, you are starting a black supremacy, and you're not gonna last, okay? Yeah, you're angry at white people. Well, guess what? They're angry at you too. Like, everybody is just angry. Your whole attempt at starting a black supremacy, it's not gonna last like 400 years the way that you were a slave. It's also not gonna last like 700 years the way that you were systematically oppressed. It's not proper. It's not gonna last. You're gonna try and start it, but it's not gonna last. Y'all trying to like rear from your core, your bellies, a new form of racism. It's not gonna last, but it's gonna be the thing. Hallelujah, praise God. It's gonna be the thing that makes you stop acting a stupid deadbeat fool eventually. Cause right now you're aggressive, you're ridiculous. The thing about it is, when white people were doing really strange things to black people, yeah, they were doing really strange things to black people only, or Indians, basically non-whites. They did not go and punch themselves in the nose so they can bleed out, alright? Yeah, so the thing you do is going to be antagonized even by other black people. Why? Because you are defeatist against oneself. This is a message that shall be brief and succinct for those reasons. I don't need to labor. God showed me that you are literally brewing from your orifices a black supremacy. Guys, dream on dreamer. Okay? I don't like you, and I'm black. So it's not gonna last. It's not gonna last, but thank God it's gonna bring about a civil uprising thanks to your defeatism against the whole country and oneself. That's gonna ultimately cause you to shut up already. Like, sit down. You don't know what under heaven is going on, so please, like, do better. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. I'm out of my mind with fatigue. I am very frankly, rebelliously afflicted by everything and anything in these streets that can do a strange thing. But I'm also at the end of my journey of sorrow. And the journey of sorrow is going to end because everybody is going to finally resist the living daylights out of you, black people. Your little reign of terror is not going to last because it has destroyed South Africa. In totality, I hate the smell of cigarette like no man's business. Like proper, you have destroyed. I hate cigarettes. Like, why is it that cigarette smoke has to peep through every hole in even a fortified sealed room? Like, there will probably be no hole coming in any air, and this stuff will pierce through microscopic holes. Can't stand cigarettes. They smell nasty. I don't even know why anybody does it, but do you, okay? This is not about cigarettes. There's cigarette smell, smoke in my nose. Cause somebody's smoking outside, I can tell, and it stank, alright? But anyway, moving on. That was a side note. Like a side piece. Doesn't really last. Anyway, one day... black people, you don't like Afrikaans. You hate it with every bone in your body. Yeah, there was a time when they didn't like Zulu. Maybe still don't. Didn't like Tswana, Sotho, etc. But like they didn't also come out with like, you know, spears and forts and pitchforks and say, I don't like Afrikaans and English and Spanish, whatever white people can speak. They did not come and pinch themselves in the nose. They did not come and punch themselves too. What you are is a phenomenon. It's a rare little thing. It's a gem on the street that needs to be picked up, dusted off, and, you know, displayed in some display cabinet as an ornate show of rubbish. You're different, black folk, in your insanity, because you are killing yourselves and everybody else. You're just this unacceptable thing. You are an extinction level event. You're not self-preserving. That's something that white supremacy got right. It was self-preserving. They had their own back at the expense of everybody else. You are just destructive. You're like a bomb, a nuke. You're like a nuke. You're like a nuclear explosion. There's a reason why there hasn't been a nuclear war on Earth. It's because it would cause all of us to pass away. And because human beings are inherently self-preserving, they just threaten with shows of display that I'm gonna nuke you, I'm gonna bomb you, I'm gonna bomb you, I'm gonna nuke you, I'm gonna nuke you. But they don't really do it, not yet anyway, because they know that if I bomb America as Russia, America's gonna bomb me back, and then there will be absolutely no America left, and there will be no Russia left, and also there will be no general Rome, like surrounding area around Russia also left. Around America. Also, like, basically the whole world will just come to a blistering end. You're a nuke. Black people, you're nukes. You're like nuclear explosions, you guys. You are self-destructive alongside other people destructive, so you're not gonna last. Because the earth is generally self-preserving, and the thing that you are is gonna make them finally stand up against you. I already did a video about that, about your black supremacy, about the fact that you're actually trying to take over the world. You might have actually gotten somewhere with the way that everybody's busy like shuffling to the left and on the right. Are you all scared to do something about the fact that you're just throwing your toys out the cot unnecessarily as an unruly wayward child? Yeah, you might have actually gotten away with it. You might have actually done a really great job. You know, your black supremacy. If you actually were black supremacists. But you're not. You're just destructive. Like a bomb. You kill everything. Everything, including yourselves. You're a suicide bomber. You're into jihad, black folk. So seeing as you're into jihad, you're not gonna last. And that's what I saw. Whole bunch of black people out here crying, complaining, talking about how they don't like Afrikaans. Yeah, but except they don't like Afrikaans and Zulu. They don't like Afrikaans and Tswana. They don't like Afrikaans and Venda. They don't like Afrikaans and Xhosa. Y'all know you're just self-destructive, so literally nobody cares about your little racism. Nobody cares about the fact that you hate white people. Nobody cares about the fact that you feel entitled to all of South Africa. Nobody cares about the fact that you want to shift everything to the side, because literally nobody cares about what you're trying to do, because you're so defeatist that you're going to exhaust all of South Africa. And then they're going to just exsanguinate you. Eventually they're going to do a better thing. And I had a dream. Oh goodness, like, oh, why am I itching? Where my former boss, a white woman, that's what's good. She was a ridiculous female. She was racist like no man's business. She was a havoc wreaker. In my life, she was just ridiculous. Okay, let's just leave it at that. Oh my goodness, I'm scratching. She was ridiculous, you guys. Yeah, and she would have done, like, every time a black colleague would quit a job, even though they were really good, she wouldn't even try to retain them. Like, she was just horrible that way. If it was up to her, all of MTN would be employed by nothing. about white people, and the whole country would also be white. Like, she just did not like blacks. It was just that, like, it was so obvious. Anyway, whatever. I had a dream of her trying to give me a job. I was like, what's that about? Why was my former super crazy, ridiculously racist white boss trying to give me a job? Why was she pulling that kind of stunt? And God was like, because that's just how exhausting some of your people are. It's like you are the lesser evil to her. You were a better taste in her bitter mouth. You were the thing that was more acceptable. You were, Karabo, now something she wishes she had not participated in the mutiny against the destruction of your career, because what she's now left with is bungametetswape, something of a twa bomb blast of black people. I've been saying it. All of y'all be stranding people in corporate South Africa. I don't know who is still left at MTN of a black person. I don't know who's still left in any corporate building in this country, because you bewitch each other into oblivion. And then you are super unreasonable, those of you who remain. You're like crazy entitled to like mammoth respect and stuff. You are gargantuan bullies and you cannot be reasoned with. And so for those reasons, people who were slightly less toxic than you, they now miss them. We're dealing with racist white South Africa that are like, oh, it's Karabo, give me Karabo back. Give me Karabo. Anything for Karabo back. Anything for Karabo. Anything for Karabo. When she was happy to get rid of Karabo. Now the racist female wants Karabo back because Karabo was far easier to work with than all of y'all gangster witches that have bewitched corporate South Africa into oblivion. And all that's left are all of y'all. Selenina. Who says alone? All that's left are all of y'all that are never mind hateful of white people, because you keep gossiping them in the corners in the office. Yazzie, I can't stand Melanie. She's just, I know she doesn't like black people anyway. She can tell that you're gossiping her, but then after you gossip Melanie with, like, you know, Tswana, then you're out here ransacking Ntlantla. And then you're out here ransacking Tebogo. Then you're out here ransacking Petros. Then you're out here ransacking Gabriela, the black girl. Then you out here ransacking Karabo, le Renelo, le Refilio, le Pinky, le Maina, le Lerato, le Tshegofatso, le Katlego. Yeah, proper each other. You're a nuke. You are self-destructive and destructive unto others. Like, you have literally destroyed companies because of whatever the heck you are, and that's why you're not gonna last. Bantabamnyama in your black supremacy, because it's not a black supremacy, it's a nuclear explosion. It's a suicide vest. As you're walking into a restaurant and then just bombing yourself and everybody in it. You are that thing. You cannot work with each other. You don't proliferate each other's agenda. Like Indian folk, this is what they got going down, even though also they love sorcery like no man's business. They got each other's back. They be like, yo, charo for charo, charo for charo, and they take care of each other. They will proliferate one another's agenda even if they don't know each other by bloodline. All they recognize is skin color and that hair. As long as you're Indian, they are protecting you from everybody. So they've maintained their own little camaraderie. You black folk, next to Cassandra, next to Mr. Singh, right? Next to Uashal, next to Mr. Naidu, you are going to slap everybody. And so then what happens is the more reasonable black people among you that are at the mercy of your indiscretion, at the mercy of your ridiculousness, they are going to be more preferred than you. And guess what? I am one of those. Black people that don't go out of their way to try and show white people what in the world they deserve coming to them. Black people who aren't on a mission to so terribly turn the tables that frankly we're back to apartheid South Africa, but this time it's black people cracking a whip. Black people who aren't going out of their way to make sure everybody knows that they've arrived now because they've got an opportunity to do so. They are starting to prefer us. Those of us that are rational, sober, reasonable, just want to have a future live. Those of us who just want to sway left to right and say we're in this together. Those of us that aren't harboring hard knock deep indiscretions within our cause. Yeah, those of us that aren't actually side piece hateful of just about everybody on the left and on the right. They're missing us. But you see, black folk, you're full of crap, right? You bewitch everything in these streets. So you have kicked Karabo out from the streets. You've massacred me. You've made sure I live like in a dump somewhere inside a dustbin with maggots crawling all over me. And now white people wish they could pick me up out of that dustbin and dust me off on some come back to the world, come back to my world, baby, back to my world, because you were better than that random in the corner. But you see, that's like trying to add, like spray cologne on a corpse or put a band-aid on cancer, because at the end of the day, a racist white girl is still a racist white girl is still a racist white girl. And so is a racist white boy still a racist white boy still a racist white boy. So I would still have a pretty horrible, putrid time under my former boss. That's not the solution. The solution is not for me to finally be restored to my life by some white person that's sick and tired of you. The solution is for South Africa to just be left in this devastating cesspool of nothingness and realize that, oh, look at how you destroyed yourselves, you guys. You imploded, you caved in, you trashed your own country because you thoroughly thought you could operate in some silos and be okay. Karabo's too fed up to come back, like we're not doing it. I'm not returning to corporate South Africa. I'm grossed out by the country in totality. And Karabo is also not about to go and stand with black folk because for what? I'm sorry. You are the ones that made sure I lose everything, and you caused white people that were terribly competitive with us black folk to temporarily celebrate until they realize that these people, they're destroying everything. Everything is crashing and burning. Everybody's imploding. The whole country's falling apart. I've been saying it, white folk, like you can't afford to stay in your little Dumbo silos of insanity against a black conglomerate you're upset at in an African country and hope to be okay tomorrow. Like, you're also going to be subjugated to the tyranny of a black government when you don't do better. You're also going to be subjugated to the tyranny of a crashing and a burning economy because black people are bewitching each other out of careers. They're pulling rugs from underneath each other's feet, and so therefore hurting the whole nation. Like, if you don't do a better thing, if you don't just be the bigger person, in spite of observing what is the incredible insanity of black people sometimes, you will destroy, in so being complacent, omitting to do anything at all, your country too. So now all of y'all are about to just burn, and you're gonna have to go and grab some fire hoses and like snuff out this fire by yourselves. South Africans, yeah, snuff out your little fire, okay? Because you started it. White folk, you were complacent, watching black folk literally swing on a chandelier because they thought they were Sia. Scandally. You watched them do that and told yourself that, yeah, let's see how long they're gonna carry on. Let's see how long they're gonna carry on. Let's see how long they're gonna carry on. Hey, Sandra, yeah, let's see how long they're gonna carry on. Hey, Candace, let's see how long they're gonna carry on. Until it came to your backyard, their ubiquitous destruction. They're like a nuclear explosion. I told you, out just slapping everybody in the community with radiation poisoning, even though their little explosion happened 20 kilometers away. You're still dying from radiation poisoning, aren't you? That's what complacency does. That's what omission to act does, white people. So now all of y'all are gonna have to clean this place together. You're gonna have to get along. But I will have nothing to do with it. I am not staying in South Africa. I'm not gonna be here to watch you patchwork your gangster country. I'm not gonna be here as you rebuild it brick by brick. I am not going to be here when you finally make a decision to stop acting like a little circus and do a better thing. Cause I've been warning you for, 13 years since I got born again. And now you've taken away my youth, my prime, the height of my glory. You've given me a geriatric womb without children. You've made me turn 40 without a husband. And you've made me look like I'm hella irresponsible without a career when I am smarter, literally, than a whole bunch of you. When I was completely innocent, you cost me my entire life. And now I'm trying to rebuild it? And you want me to stay? I'm sorry. You can sing me that song by Mickey Echo and Rihanna as much as you want, and I'm not sticking around. All along I had a fever. Karabo. A cold sweat, I was a nasty little deceiver. Karabo. I threw my hands in the air, I said, let me steal something. Karabo. And I was like, I'm gonna dare to bring myself a loser. Yes, in my team, even though she's not as good as Karabo, because I'm competing with her. And now I'm all nauseous because around and around and around and around I'm going. In the spot I am spinning. Oh no, she's telling me no, telling me no, telling me no. There she goes. Oh my goodness, Karabo, please come back. Not really sure what to think about it. There is something in the way she was moving. She made me feel like I can't live without her. But now I've got a bad taste in my mouth. I want her to stay. Ooh, the reason I hold on. Da-da-ba-dee-dee. Ooh, the reason I want her back. Da-da. It's 'cause she was the sober one, even though I was the one that wanted her taken. But now I really see the light. It's hard for me to live with the rest of these shakings. Not really sure how to feel about this, but there's something in the way she moves. She's made me see that I can't live like a destitute racist because it's my country too. But now she won't stay. She won't stay, even though I want her to stay. Ooh, I'm not staying. Door slam. Deal with the rubbish you caused, racist white folk, because here's like a whole black supremacy trying to start, but it's not gonna succeed because, you know, it's not just black supremacists, it's black defeatists, so it won't last. But the fact that they're trying to start one now makes y'all want people like me to stay. More sober black folk that are exhausted with all of the random rubbish of the black community. You want us to stay? I apologize. We're the diaspora. We're the sober blacks that are leaving, and now you have to rehabilitate everybody else that is staying. Keep all of these other monkeys swinging on a chandelier, on a chandelier, bewitching every last colleague, and also being hella rude and disrespectful to you. In all of their entitlement, making your life in corporate really hard because they can't be reasoned with. Remember that deadbeat misogynist? Who was it? Who was that guy? Like, he was like a whole hard knock chauvinist. Out here talking about how I must be on my period on email. Yeah, those are the blacks that you're left with. No discretion, because they are just hella disrespectful and get away with a whole bunch of murder. While some of us who are a little bit more sober are being kicked out of corporate South Africa by these monstrous little monkeys swinging on a chandelier. That's what's good. And because we were quieter, more temperate, less showy and ornate with how much power we can wield as black people, you imagined us things that can be crawled on the head of. You imagined that we can be walked on top of the head of, and so you easily just let us go when we were so much easier to work with. You now miss me? You now want to hire me? Oh, yeah, you want to hire me, but you're falling on me just like this thing at the back over there. When I'm done, like, you've taken away a whole decade of my career. You don't get to come and offer me a 40,000 rand salary, for crying out loud, after taking like literally a whole 10 chunky years out of my future. You don't get to offer me a salary that is but a fraction of what I should be earning by now. Seeing as I should probably be like, I don't know, an executive or something by now. Like, you don't get to make me moonwalk backwards like Michael Jackson and promise me some kind of a semblance of a normal life. And so far as I will come back and be reasonable in your midst, given that the black population that you're dealing with is largely rough to manage where you're at. White folk, this is your judgment. I'm not staying. I'm leaving. I'm working like an injured dog, barking arf arf to get out of South Africa. Y'all with the cesspool of a nasty little random ugly thing that you caused in these streets, keep it, but fix it. If you don't want to fix it, whoops. I spoke about that yesterday. How it is that South Africans, largely black, are mixing Christianity with all different kinds of nasty stuff. Well, guess what, white cheeky? You are also a Christian, or at least a professing one, that was mixing Christianity with your random jealousy. So just like black folk, you've got your own little thing that you're replacing Jesus with, even though it's not witchcraft. And so for those reasons, until such time that you come back to God, like altogether, comprehensively, walk away from your racism, walk away from your jealousy, walk away from your indiscretion, walk away from your indecisiveness concerning black folk that are sober, walk away from whatever made you let me go. Walk away from whatever made you sabotage my career, and actually give your life truly to Christ, and maybe the Lord might have mercy on you and heal your land. Jesus might be interested in healing your crazy country and make it not so crazy anymore. The Lord God Almighty might give you an olive branch. Jesus might say, okay, you've suffered enough. I see that you're broken and you're contrite, so you will be spared from being finished off. I shall stay my hand from exhausting my indignation, because you've done a better thing. Absent, however, of doing that, I guess you're just gonna have to crash and burn in the same country that's been ransacked by voodoo dolls and the like, by Mpepo and the like, by Sandawana and the like, by herbs and the like, by bones and shells and the like. Take your South Africa. I don't want it. Maybe one day I'll come visit after like 20 years or whatever with my teenage children and be like, this is where you almost grew up, but it didn't quite work out because they decided to come and bomb it. And all those other years there was like a whole radiation poisoning issue, so the dust has settled. But look around, it's pretty, isn't it? Yeah, that's Table Mountain over there. Yeah, those are the Drakensberg Mountains. Yeah, that used to be Johannesburg, now it's just a pile of trash. But anyway, that's where I grew up. But look at them, hey? Looking all ashy and dry. Yeah, at least they're building it again, hey? That's your future, South Africa. I apologize. Oh, believe me, I do. I really do apologize. All of your insanity. Why did you take away my career? Come on, let's talk about it. Why am I so gifted, so skilled, so talented, and yet unemployed? Why have I nothing at all to hold on to? Why am I swinging by my fingernails at a precipice, nearly dying, with Christ being the only one to catch me? Why have I survived suicide ideation over a decade of suffering because you did not come through for me when I was in pain? And now that I have survived it all, why under heaven are you trying to offer me 40 meager thousand rands of a salary every single month? Because it's better than getting nothing at all, striving for a YouTube channel that's going nowhere, and me having a rough life because why am I 39 with no children and a husband? Why? Because you're sick and dizzy, and I am not about to get up from this precipice where I am at, dangling like a noose for my dear life, being rescued by Jesus, only because you didn't come through for me on time. Now that I am okay, now that I'm about to be peachy, cool, bananas, you didn't want to rock up and be like, girl, they should have never done that to you. Okay, yeah, true, but so too should you never have done that to me by simply being complacent, standing back and pretending that this is not just happen. Acting like you didn't just do this to me. Okay, so everybody here is a little guilty, a lottle guilty, it doesn't matter. But like I said, go and build your country, and when my kids are teenagers, we might come back and look at this tourist destination that nearly passed away completely until white people woke up too to realize that in the absence of doing a better thing, our whole country is gonna die. You couldn't just expect white folk to stand back and do nothing and hope that the black man's implosion is going to be your benefit. Look around. Country ain't sufferable anymore, is it? Yeah, I try to cry, I try to complain, nobody listened to me, and now I'm a goner. I'm not staying, I am not staying. Ooh. Look at how terribly you've made me work. Like, you have made me work. Yes, for no money, for nothing, for no reward, for no recompense, for absolute zero whole or not ash. You made me work like a dog for a decade, and now you want to offer me 40 measly thousand rands of a salary. Like, stop offending me. Like, cease and desist. Stop. You want me dead. But now you want me alive, because I'm better to be alive than the next door neighbor's, like, witch daughter in the black. I'm sorry, guys. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm leaving South Africa. I am determined. I am determined. Do you understand? I am so determined. I'm not going to stay here. That song that I rewrote, yeah. Who's the guy? Who's the guy? The lady. Figures. Jessie Reyes. I rewrote the song. Jessie Reyes, there's a song that she has called Figures. It's basically her complaining about some dude. But I'm complaining about South Africa. And I'm like a birth, homie, you've been cruel. Now you will not get me back. And that's what you get for bruising the prophets sent to you. Yo, to you, yo. Don't really remember my lyrics properly, but it goes something along the lines of figures. I gave you Christ, you died, turned fool, showed me flames, a starve, figures. And now I am dying 'cause you're on a stage. I am saved by divine help, my pearls gave a swine love that dies, begging for me just to give sin a try. Figures was willing to stay 'cause you're sick, need his love, but you went and packed my bags. Birth home, you've been cruel, now you will not get me back. For the Lord has made you snooze from his message so special, message so real. Oh, countrymen, now you're stuck with your thieves. Now you will not get me back. And that's what you get for bruising the servants sent to you. Yo, to yo, figures. I am part of the diaspora, like it or not, I'm leaving. Yes, I've been crying, but during the time when my tears were in a lot of pain, even my tears were in a lot of pain, you paused me shade, and now like Boys to Men, you gonna be like, I'll never walk again until you come back to me. I'm down on bended knee. You look ugly. Don't sing. Doesn't suit you at all. Don't do it. Darling, I can't explain. Why did I cause the loss of your career, even though you were innocent? And now it's driving me insane. Girl, I know I just need one more chance to prove my love to you. If you stay in South Africa, I'll guarantee that I'll never fail you without a cause. Can we go back to the days when we had a strong workforce? Can we do a better thing and stop firing innocent people? Can somebody tell me how we let black people bewitch South Africa into a skills diaspora? Oh God, give me the reason. I'm down on bended knee. Oh baby, come on, will you come back to me? I'm lost, I'm insane. I'm begging you, come back to me. Oh, it's alright. Boys to Men, South Africa, it's okay. I'm not coming. I'm leaving. You're done for. You were given grace. You were given mercy. You were given respect, even though you hadn't earned it. You were given a shot. You were given an opportunity. It was standing right in front of you. The Lord awarded you so many opportunities. They were standing right in front of you. But you made a decision to go and destroy your land, even though they were standing in front of you. And now you're gonna have to do cleanup on your own. You're standing right in front of you. You took your opportunity and you did nothing with it. We warned you. I was obvious, very innocent. I was obviously innocent. The evidence was starkly in my favor, for crying out loud. And then you decided to ignore me there at the labor court, the CCMA. You decided to fire a staff member that was obviously innocent in front of a whole bunch of other staff members that knew she was innocent, and despite that little elephant in the daggone room, you still decided to destroy my entire future. And now I'm leaving. It's standing right in front of me. God gave you all a big fat opportunity that was standing right in front of you. Some of y'all could have come through to me to support a chick when I was losing everything. But you stood back, priding yourself in destroying an innocent woman, fueled by nothing but jealousy. And now your country's falling apart, and I'm leaving right in front of you. That's what you get when you act like a potato bean. Okay. Nobody likes a potato bean in the streets that has no ration. Everybody would much rather deal with just a bean instead of a potato bean. Nobody likes you're a potato bean that thinks you can be nothing but just a bean. I would much rather not deal with that crazy hybrid of some stranger bean being a potato bean. Nobody likes a potato bean. Don't nobody know what it even tastes like, but you're out here manufacturing them because you're mixing. Nobody likes a potato bean, but just sitting there thinking you can do a bean mixed with potato and have people not cry that our Sunday dinner is not the same. Nobody likes a potato bean, just a bean or a potato, but not a potato bean. Anyway, so that's all I wanted to say. I'm very tired, I'm exhausted. I feel like I'm a Holocaust survivor. And what Holocaust survivor in their right mind stays in Germany? Somebody tell me. I need to know if they were Jews that stayed in Germany after the Holocaust. I feel like it was just better for them to get asylum in other countries because it wasn't safe for now. Immediately after torture and tumult and trauma, people would get out, okay? And then they come back later on some, oh, this is where I was at Auschwitz. It was so rough, right? I watched my own sister getting gas in the gas chamber, and then that Dr. Death, he was experimenting twin studies on me and my twin sister, she died. It was very rough and the memories are still very, very tough, but eventually afterwards I got married, I had children, and now with my grandchildren I'm bringing them to Auschwitz to show them just what a harrowing feat it was for me to get out of here. Thank you. Thank you for rescuing us, America. Thank you for coming here to the concentration camp. Thank you for giving us opportunity to make a whole museum site out of Auschwitz. Thank you. Because if it was not for me being rescued and now living in another country, having a beautiful husband, children and grandchildren, I would not have told the story. But I mean, really, these memories are rough. So can we please just get an airplane really fast and get out of Germany? Because it's just bringing back some pretty nasty stuff inside my bubbling stomach. I don't want to be here. I just wanted, before I pass away as a big granny, I just wanted to show my children what I went through. And my grandchildren. Who in the world stays at Auschwitz after getting set free? Who in the world stays in a concentration campy country? Like right next door to the place that is the sight for sore eyes. The memories. I'm sorry. I'm not staying. Once I get out of here, once I get set free, I'm not staying. Yo, I'm not staying. I am not about, like, proper. South Africa is a sight for sore eyes. It is a memory that is very painful. It is a dastardly sore, painfully sore experience. Everything hurts. Everything. Nobody has it easy. I still can't believe you found somebody new, but I wish you the best, I guess. That's what you're gonna have to say as South Africans. Like, everything hurts. I don't even like being out there. Everybody hurts me just by merely existing in my midst, in my grill, while I'm suffering so much with their nonchalant, blasé general disposition about what they did. Like, I can no longer look at gladness with any structure because it brings painful memories. My favorite mall used to be Clearwater Mall. Now I tiptoe around it because it's so close to where I used to work, that, and also it is so close to the neighborhood where I used to work, that a lot of people likely that I used to know go there shopping every single weekend. And so for those reasons, I am always nervous when I'm at the mall because I don't want to bump into people who watched me lose everything and did nothing. I don't want to bump into people who are going to look at me with pity. I don't want to bump into people who are going to be like, yes, like it ever since what happened to her at MTN, she's never ever come up for air again. Like, it used to be my favorite spot, but now it makes me trepidatious. I walk around with consternation in the mall. Same thing is true about everywhere I go in this country. It is a sight for sore eyes. So it's going to become a museum display one day for me, where I bring my grandchildren to see the death camp I was incarcerated at, otherwise known as my version of Auschwitz. That's what you did, South Africa, to an innocent woman. So grab your silly country, coil up like a snail in a shell, be embarrassed, following which come out and rebuild it in the name of Jesus. But as for me and you, we're through. I'm signing out in Christ's name, Cran K. Bye.